helping you live an ordinary life in an extraordinary way. This is Your Health with Dr. Burgandi Collins. She covers it all from health and wellness, fitness and nutrition to lifestyle, and she wants to hear from you. Log on to Twitter and Facebook now to submit your health and wellness questions and hear them answered on the show. Just use @DrBurgandi. And now, here is your host, Dr. Burgandi Collins.
Hi, how are you? I am Dr. Burgandi Collins, and I hope that you are happy and healthy wherever you are listening to this podcast. I am a board-certified licensed chiropractor, and I practice in the state of Virginia. More specifically, I practice at Advanced Health Center in Arlington, Virginia. And today I wanted to talk to you all about chiropractic. That's my expertise. That's my specialty. And today I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what chiropractic actually is. A couple of months ago, when I was new to the Arlington area, I attended a networking event. And at this networking event, a gentleman approached me. We were actually all just going around the room, just greeting each other and finding out who did what and, basically, networking. This one particular individual, gentleman, once he found out I was a chiropractor, dude gave me an earful of what he thought about chiropractors. And I guess I don't need to tell you that it wasn't good. And so it's like 8:30 in the morning, and I'm just listening to this guy just go on and on about all this stuff about chiropractors, the way he felt about chiropractors. He had never actually been to a chiropractor. He had just met a chiropractor and said his wife worked in medical, whatever that means, and just had all these very, very strong opinions about chiropractic. I didn't even feel like it was worth me going into counter everything that he was saying, because a lot of the things that he was saying were misconceptions, stereotypes, generalizations, things that aren't actually true. And I didn't want to waste my time debating when the guy was 8:30 in the morning. I just wasn't even up to it. So I just, smiled, nodded my head. And, once he got done with his rant or whatever, I excused myself and I went on and met someone else. But with that being said, most people that I meet who find out through conversation or by some of the means that I'm a chiropractor, most people have really good opinions about chiropractors or no opinion at all. I know a lot of people's perceptions of chiropractors probably come from the media, television shows such as 2.5 Men, a show that I actually really, and I hate to admit it, but I really like the show. The show is, before, once they got rid of Charlie Sheen and put Ashton Kutcher in, I kind of wasn't feeling the show anymore, but when they had Charlie Sheen, it was all crazy. I actually liked the show. What I did not like was the fact that Charlie's brother, oh my gosh, Alan, who's the brother, and he's actually a chiropractor, on the show. His life is a mess, and he's always complaining about being a chiropractor and how horrible his life is. And he kind of paints being a chiropractor as being something horrible and depressing and not productive, and that's not a good profession to be in. And other people get their perceptions from chiropractors from cartoons like The Simpsons, when Homer is kicking his friends over the trash can and cracking their backs, which I think is hilarious. But the point of today's show, I just want to just go over very plainly, very easily about what chiropractic actually is. I'm not going to get super deep and super analytical and scientific and all that good stuff. I just want to talk to you nice and easy and nice and plain about what chiropractic is, because there are a lot of misconceptions out there. And if you have any questions or misconceptions about chiropractic, I'd like to be able to clear those up for you right now. So first thing, what is chiropractic? Let me first tell you what chiropractic is not, okay? Chiropractic is not some crazy, random, Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris type move. I'm not Dr. Bruce Lee. I'm not walking into the treatment room and just grabbing your neck and just cranking it and cracking it around like I'm performing some crazy martial art move. No, that is not what chiropractic is. Chiropractic is a healing art and science that has been around for over 100 years. The whole premise of chiropractic is to remove nerve interference so that the body can communicate with itself properly. Specifically, so that the brain can communicate with the rest of the body the way it was designed to do so. Chiropractors do this by making sure the alignment of the bones in the back are proper. Now, the reason why chiropractors are so concerned about the bones in your back, although chiropractors can adjust any joint in the body, is because the brain, which a lot of people just imagine or think that the brain stops at the base of your skull. The brain, technically, it does stop. The organ, the brain, stops at the base of your skull, but it actually continues as the spinal cord through your back. And from the spinal cord, nerves branch off at very specific levels. And those nerves go to specific organs, specific tissues in your body, and that's the way the brain can tell any organ or any tissue to do any type of function. Now, the spinal cord is protected by bones. The bones are separated by disc. So in the back, we have bones, we have disc, and when the bones come together, there are joints. Now, the bones can misalign, and the joints can misarticulate for numerous reasons. Okay, and when this happens, it puts pressure on the nerve. Now, a lot of times it's not the actual bone that is contacting the nerve and putting pressure on it, but what happens is when the bones misalign, inflammation comes to the site. Inflammation is a natural healing process that our body uses to heal itself. However, when inflammation comes to that site, it puts pressure on the nerve. As a result, whatever the brain is trying to tell that tissue or that organ through that nerve, which comes directly up the spinal cord, which travels through the bones in our back, the message is going to be distorted. It's not going to be optimum. Therefore, your brain's communication with the rest of your body won't be at 100%. It won't be the way that it's supposed to be. It won't function at a high level. So chiropractors are concerned and focused with making sure that your brain can communicate with the rest of your body to the best of its ability. And we do that by making sure that the bones in your back are properly aligned. Now, when miscommunication occurs between the brain and the rest of the body, you have what chiropractors like to say, and a lot of holistic practitioners like to say, dis-ease. You have dis-ease. You have a breakdown in the ease or the function of your body, which can translate as actual disease and malfunction in your body. So that's why chiropractors are focused on adjusting, not cracking, adjusting, realigning, not cracking, the bones in your back. Now, when chiropractors do their chiropractic adjustments, we can use either our hands, or we can use instruments, handheld devices, or ones that you can plug into the wall. So chiropractors can adjust any joint in the body. Specifically, again, we focus, a lot of chiropractors anyway, focus on the bones in your back. But we can adjust these joints with our hands or with those handheld instruments. And the reason that we have handheld instruments versus hands adjusting is because people like to practice different ways. Doctors like to practice different techniques. But also, patients like yourself may prefer to be treated a certain way. When I say treated, I don't mean treated like how I just treat you, like, hey, how you doing? I mean treated in a diagnostic, medical, healthcare situation, treatment, delivering care. Some patients prefer to be treated with hands. They like the feel of the doctor touching them and contacting them and putting that impulse or that input into the neurology or their body. And some people prefer to just have that. They don't want to hear that crack or whatever, or they don't want to feel any type of pressure from hands, so they prefer to have a doctor use instruments. But people prefer hands over instruments or instruments over hands for various reasons, and some doctors will prefer to use an instrument or hands based upon what their philosophy is or the way that they were trained. Now, a lot of people want to know, well, how do I know if I have like misalignments or nerve interference? Nerve interference is a phrase that chiropractors use a lot, which basically goes back to what I was saying about the brain being able or not being able to communicate with your body properly, because there's nerve interference. There's something interfering that connection between the brain and the rest of the body. Well, you know that chiropractors know that by, again, just palpating and using different types of diagnostic tools, maybe a thermal scan, in our hands, or x-rays actually as well. X-rays are a great diagnostic tool to figure out the alignment of the back, the bones in the back, and to determine which bones are misaligned. Also pain and tenderness, things of that nature. We're trained to pick up on when and where those bones are misaligned, and we put them back into place with, again, our hands or with instruments. Chiropractic adjustments are painless. I definitely want to stress that chiropractic adjustments do not hurt. It may appear that they hurt because when a person is getting adjusted, a lot of times when those joints go back into place or into proper position, you'll hear like a loud pop, or some people say crack, or the specific term is cavitation. And people think it's gas going into, there's gas being released. No, it's not actual gas being released into your system. If you had a gas bubble going through, your body, you would develop an embolism, and it would not be good news. It's just the sound of, it's just the release, the vacuum. It's the joint capsule just opening. Like that. So yeah, it's like an opening. If you imagine like a suction on a glass, so you pull it off, It's funny because I actually heard a story on NPR a few months ago. There was a study done because people are still trying to figure out what that sound is when you crack your knuckles. It's the same premise. So I think it's funny people are still trying to figure out what it is, but it's just the release of that joint capsule opening up and going back into proper position. And which leads me to the term adjustments. People, they're like, what's an adjustment? What's a chiropractic adjustment? And chiropractic adjustments are just what I described. It's just taking a bone that is misaligned and putting it back in its proper alignment with either our hands or with the instrument. And so that is basically chiropractic in a nutshell. I told you it's going to be short and easy and sweet and right to the point. And I hope that it was plain and clear and understandable for you. Again, as a chiropractor, I use my hands personally, and I also use measurements as well. It depends on a person, depends on the body, it depends on the circumstance. It depends on various factors. And I like to think that I'm a good doctor. I enjoy being a chiropractor. I have a passion for it. I love allowing God to use me to heal people. And actually, I don't heal people. I just facilitate the healing. Chiropractors also believe that your body has its natural, built-in, innate ability to heal itself. And once we remove that nerve interference and the brain can communicate with the body and the body can function the way it's supposed to, your body can heal itself on its own. So as chiropractors, we don't believe that we're healing you or fixing you or anything like that. We believe that with the chiropractic adjustment, by realigning properly the misaligned bones, allowing the body to heal itself because the brain is able to communicate with the body and the body can function properly. So, but again, I love just being able to facilitate healing, and I hope that you will allow me or my colleagues to facilitate the healing in your body one day. If you are in the Virginia, D.C., Maryland, or like we like to say the DMV area, look us up. Again, I practice at Advanced Health Center in Arlington, Virginia, and I'll be happy to take a look at you, your family, and check out your health and your state of well-being. And make sure that your body is properly aligned and your body can function the way that God designed it to function. The World Health Organization defines that health to be, quote, a complete state of physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. So you don't have to have disease or feel sick in order to be unhealthy, basically, is what that definition is saying, which goes right along with what we believe as chiropractors. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for listening to this podcast about chiropractic. I'm so glad that you were able to check out the show today. If you have any questions at any point, feel free to contact me. You can contact me at mail@drburgandi.com. That is DRBURGANDI. And please do go to the website, www.drburgandi.com. That is DRBURGANDI. You can also find us on Stitcher. Perhaps you're listening on Stitcher right now. Or you can also listen to the show on YouTube. Are you listening on YouTube? Or perhaps you can check us out also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So the handle there is DRBURGANDI. Thank you for checking out the show. I hope that you are happy and healthy, and I hope that I'm able to help you live an extraordinary life in a very ordinary way. I'll chat with you later. Take care.
You're listening to This Is Your Health with Dr. Burgandi Collins.